Today's episode is brought to you by the Be Real Podcasting Network. For more episodes like this, check out BREELnetwork.com.
That's a nice red shirt you have, Adam.
Yeah, kind of started talking about this a little bit before the show started. I decided I'm gonna try to wear a lot more red lately.
Red's your color now.
Red's my color now. I'm trying to get back in the dating game. Trying to get back in the dating game a little bit, and I'm doing a lot of reading. Because it's been a few years since I've done some dating. It's been a few years, and
you've been in a slump. That's what you're saying.
I've been in a hardcore slump. I guess is what you say.
Hey, it happens.
It's the slumpest of slumps.
Okay.
So it's been a while, and I'm not too up on my flirting game. Not that I ever was, but So I read somewhere, as I said, I've been doing a lot of reading, and they say that red promotes a sign of confidence and power, and that's why a lot of guys will wear red anything, red hats, red shirts, things like that, because women like to see a confident guy is sure about himself, guy with some power. That's why I'm trying to wear a lot of red.
It's like a bull.
It is.
It's like women see red, they just want to charge.
Besides, like a plaid button-up that only hipsters wear, I only have like 2 other red shirts though, so you have to go shopping.
Yeah.
Get some red shoes. You're gonna see me decked out in red one of these days.
That's
red
make it
pants,
yours.
red shoes, red shirt, everything. Yeah, so that's why I've been I'm wearing this red shirt that clearly doesn't fit me all that well. But it doesn't matter.
I mean, if you're showing off your guns, that's for sure. Ladies love that.
It doesn't matter if it doesn't fit me all that well because it's red. It means I'm confident. I'm a confident man. I'm a man, damn it!
All you single ladies out there, Adam is available, and he is wearing red.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
We're back again, Adam.
Yeah.
We're back. We got to give a shout. We have a special guest with us today in the studio. I'd like to introduce everybody to Marley the Turtle.
Yeah, the turtle, Marley.
Marley the Turtle is joining us.
Yeah, he does not like it in there.
It's a she.
She does not. Why is it called Marley then? Marley's a guy's name.
Marley can be a girl or a guy's name.
Never heard of any.
This is 2017. The gender is just a social construct.
So, like, if I said Jonathan, be like, and you assume that he's a he, then that's wrong.
Johnny could be a girl with an I, not a Y.
Yeah, but like, is it ever?
Marley the Turtle is joining us here in the studio. So the story behind Marley, it is my nephew's turtle. I'm turtle sitting. Is that a thing?
It's 2017. It's a thing if you want it to be a thing.
I am turtle sitting for my nephew. I actually got him this turtle. Oh my god. So Marley is a 12-year-old female red-eared slider, and they have a really nice tank for her and all.
It's not nice enough.
You don't think it's nice? I think it's very nice.
Here's why I'm going to say it's not nice enough. I'm going to say it's not nice enough because ever since I've been here, we've been here for a couple hours now, that turtle wants to escape. That turtle is climbing up on that glass. It's got no room to really move around. I think
she's got her little rock in there that she can climb up on.
The thing is, for that size turtle, that turtle wants to move. He wants to do some stuff.
When we got the turtle, it was the size of a 50-cent piece. I kid you not. It has grown to the size of it. And we'll post a photo of Marley on Facebook and Twitter. So if you search for Your Distraction on Facebook and Twitter, you can see what Marley looks like. So the reason I'm turtle sitting is my wife's sister, Kristen's sister, they had to sell their home recently. She actually lost her job. I'm not going to get into details of it because it's not my place. And they have a son who is going to be going to college here pretty quick, so they have to pay for college. They have another daughter who's going to be 16. They're going to buy a car for her, plus the prom. I guess apparently that's what they told me. Apparently that's an expensive thing. I'll find out. I have 2 girls. So they were just really stretched for money, and they had a really beautiful, gorgeous home. And some businesswoman who was relocating to our area happened to see their home and offered them like $350,000 for their house, like sold as is.
Damn.
So they're like, yeah. So they took it, and they're looking to buy a home for like 150, 175, like half as much, just to like save that kind of money. But in the meantime, they had to move in with my in-laws, which I do not envy them one bit. That would be a really hard place to live. So they had no place for their turtle to go. So long story short, Marley's with us until they find a forever home. And she's cool.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah, cool.
She's looking for that escape plan. I keep looking.
So Marley the turtle is our For Your Distraction mascot.
Do you ever take the turtle out to let it walk around on the floor at all?
On the floor? No.
Yeah. Turtles do that. They do that sometimes. They like to get out of the water a little bit.
I we haven't had her all that long. I believe eventually, depending on how long they're gonna need to leave the turtle here, we're gonna put her in the bathtub and like give her a little bath.
Yeah.
And let her walk around in there.
By the way, that rock that you were talking about, it is no longer attached to the wall. So
I know.
It's kind of free floating now, so she couldn't even get on it if
she gets on it when it floats. She does.
Free floating like that?
Listen, I'm not a turtle expert. I'm not a herpetologist by any stretch of the imagination.
Turtle enough for the turtle club?
Turtle. I am not turtle enough for the turtle club. But I asked my nephew, who's taken care of her for the past decade plus, and he said, yeah, the suction cups have gone bad on her little rock. It's like a little plastic floating rock that suction cups to the side of the glass, but now it just kind of floats.
I think it'd be better just go outside and find a rock.
That would be an enormous rock.
Listen,
it's not my turtle, Adam.
Saying,
I'm just here. Like,
I'm just saying. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to your nephew. Just go
Okay.
outside and find a rock.
Well, he listens to the show, so we'll tell him right now.
Find a big old rock and just put it in there. That way you won't have to worry about the whole suction cup problem. And then you know what? The rock is free at that point too. You don't got to buy a new one.
Beer of the show.
Brewski of the show.
Let's do it. The beer of the show is once again from our good pals at the Stone Church Pizza House and Brew Pub in Hermitage, Pennsylvania. Really excited. I have not had this beer yet. It is called the Snap Crackle Pop.
Oh, that one.
Snap Crackle Pop. Have you had it before?
No.
Okay.
I've heard about it. I've been interested, but
it is flavored with Rice Krispies. Like that's how the sweetness comes in. Like it's brewed with Rice Krispies cereal, and it's also hoppy. So it's probably gonna have a bitter flavor. It's gonna be like bittersweet because it's gonna have the sweetness from the cereal and it's still gonna have a little hoppy flavor.
It's real hoppy.
Okay,
it's pretty hoppy. It's pretty,
okay.
I wouldn't say it's super hoppy.
You went first last time, so I'll go first on grading the beer this time since I've never had it. So let me down the hatch. Yeah. It is, I think the bitter flavor is much stronger than the sweetness from the cereal. Are you a fan of Rice Krispies cereal?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Is it sweet? Is it a sweeter cereal?
Not really, no.
I was going to say, I don't think it...
It's not a... I'm going to say this. Maybe not the best choice.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best choice because the name sounds really clever. It's the Snap Crackle Pop.
Snap Crackle Hop.
Pop. Never mind. The Snap Crackle Hop. My bad. But may not have been the best choice. It's like throwing Cheerios or cornflakes in there. It's not the best choice. Like the thing that makes Rice Krispies really good, besides the sound. Actually, that might be it. That might just be the sound.
It's just the sound.
It might just be the sound. Now I think about it.
Little pops.
Yeah, I mean it tastes pretty good, but
I've had a beer before brewed with Captain Crunch.
Ooh,
Captain Crunch is sweet,
nice.
and it was almost like an overpowering sweetness. This one, I almost taste a hint of coffee too.
Yeah.
And you and I, neither one of us are big coffee guys. If you look at the beer, it's very dark. It's a very, very dark.
It's the
not
blackest
thick.
of blacks.
I wouldn't call it thick. It's still,
No. It looked like it poured thick, but it's actually not.
It's not thick, but it definitely is dark. Like completely black.
Like, think Pepsi-Cola.
Like no see-through at all. Almost darker than Pepsi, too. And a lot of times that's the coffee that gives it that color. So I almost wish I didn't taste the coffee, though. I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't mind the hop flavor. I know you're not a big fan of that. I like that. I almost wanted more sweetness from the cereal. And I didn't expect the coffee flavor as strong as it is. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. I don't love this one.
I'm not, as we know, not the biggest fan of the hoppiest ones, but I don't mind. I don't mind hops every now and then. I wouldn't say this is overly hoppy. I would not say that this is overly hoppy beer. So for those of you that are like me, you can handle drinking this. I think the problem isn't the fact there's too much hops. I just think there's not enough flavor. Not enough cereal flavor. And I think the problem is because you use Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies is not a good cereal when it comes to that. The only reason why Rice Krispie treats are so good...
Rice Krispie treats are awesome.
They're awesome, but it's because you put so much sugar in them.
And they have marshmallow fluff. Yeah, marshmallow fluff.
That's the only reason why they're good. It's got nothing to do with the Rice Krispies. Mm-hmm. It's got to do with the marshmallow and the sugar and everything you use with it.
Yeah.
So I would say, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's pick a different cereal. Let's pick something sweet. Like Cocoa Puffs or Trix or something unique. Something that you're actually going to be able to taste because you can't taste any Rice Krispies in this. Like I said, it's super dark. It's not heavy though. Yeah, I was excited when you said made with Rice Krispies, and I tasted. I'm like, it's average hoppy beer, not average light hoppy beer. So I'm gonna give it a 1.5.
1.5.
1.5. It's a bland hoppy beer, so that's doesn't do it for me.
I'm actually really disappointed. I was looking forward to drinking this beer tonight, doing the show. I expected it to be a lot better than it is.
Thanks, Stone Church. No, I'm kidding. You guys are great. I think honestly, just my own personal judgment, let's try a different cereal. Idea's good. Let's try a different cereal.
What's your 5 favorite cereals? Put you on the spot here.
Well, you can't go wrong with Reese's Puffs.
Is that your number one?
No, I'm just naming it randomly. It's not my number one. You put me on the spot. Hardcore.
I did put you on the spot.
Jesus.
You just rattled off a whole bunch. I thought you were like an expert on breakfast cereals.
Because I don't really like Trix all that much. I guess Lucky Charms. That's a good one.
Reese's Puffs would probably be my favorite.
I like Honey Nut Cheerios.
You do?
Not regular Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios, because there's a difference. So I do like that.
Kristen really likes Honey Nut Cheerios. I don't. I like Reese's Puffs, Lucky Charms. I'm going to go ahead and put Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops is good. I almost forgot about
Fruit Loops.
That would be on mine.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm a fan. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, that is a good one. Yeah, I forgot about that one too. You know, you see a correlation that all their favorite cereals are the most sugariest and most unhealthy thing to eat in the morning.
Absolutely. Do you remember French Toast Crunch? It was like Cinnamon Toast Crunch's other version, but it was French toast.
Yeah.
I don't think they make that anymore. I haven't seen it in a long time.
It's like the same thing. It's like the same thing.
I really liked it as a kid.
So, yeah, let's go back to the drawing board. Use Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Use Fruit Loops. Something like that. Let's go back to the drawing board. Like the idea. Let's just use something with actual flavor this time.
So let's give a big shout out to our friends at the Stone Church Pizza House and Brew Pub in Hermitage, Pennsylvania, for supplying us with the beer of the show, the Snap Crackle Hop. And those of you listening to the show, send us an email to foryourdistraction@gmail.com. Send us a message or a comment on Facebook or Twitter. Let us know what your top 5 favorite breakfast cereals are. Send us that, and we will read it on air.
There's a lot of celebrities in the news recently, Scott. A lot of celebrities in the news.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do we care?
I think we care about these people.
Oh, we do care.
We do care about these people. Did you
Start
hear?
talking about like the Kardashians are in the
No,
news
fuck them. They're not real celebrities.
for showing their boobs again.
They're not
like
real.
I'm so over seeing Kardashian boobs. Like you're a boob guy, right?
Yeah, I'm a big
Like
boob guy.
how tired are
I will
Kardashian boobs?
never be tired of seeing boobs, Scott.
But it's just like
I will never tire.
what day of
it.
the week is it? Wednesday. Oh, there's Kardashian boobs on my news feed. Like it's a thing. It's just
Scott, I will never.
if there's
ever
constant
tire
like,
of
there's death, taxes, and Kardashian boobs, and that's like they're always constant. You're never gonna get away from it.
I will never tire of seeing Kardashian boobs.
You are a
boobs
man,
in general, just boobs in general. I'll never tire of seeing them. I'm talking about Carrie Fisher. We lost Carrie Fisher recently.
Like last year.
Yeah, like last year. I consider that recently. I think many people would. Maybe her family would.
Where are you going with this?
There was a recent news report that showed there might have been a cause of death
Oh, really?
to Carrie Fisher.
I did not hear this.
They haven't figured out whether this was the actual cause of death, but they found that when Carrie Fisher died, when they did the autopsy, she had cocaine and heroin and ecstasy in her system. That was recently. Now, obviously, anybody that knows anything
Does
about
she know
Carrie
how to
Fisher,
party or what?
well, anybody that knows anything about Carrie Fisher would know that she was a bit of a druggie. She liked that she was a
struggled with
celebrity.
addiction in her
Yes,
younger years.
she was a celebrity. She did a lot of drugs in the past. The official cause of her death, I think, was sleep apnea. I think that's what they said it was. That was the official cause. The coroner said that they found all these drugs and ecstasy and all this. She was really lighting it up before she died, apparently.
Well, a lot of people have been dying from that fentanyl. You hear about that?
No.
There's that fentanyl. It's like an elephant tranquilizer. What's the word?
Tranquilizer.
Tranquilizer?
See, you flubbed me now.
Tranquilizer.
Tranquilizer.
Well, that whatever that is.
Yeah, tranquilizer.
And it like people have been putting it in their like meth and their heroin, and people have been like ODing at like an increased rate because of this fentanyl. And I didn't know if you were gonna go there with it, but
No, it was just an interesting news story I heard. Like, I mean, it's no surprise that Carrie Fisher enjoyed the occasional cocaine gram, I guess you would say. But I thought it was interesting. They're
did
still
you
going
say
to do
cocaine gram?
like a gram of cocaine. Isn't
The
that what it is?
gram is the graham cracker.
Isn't that how it's measured in grams?
Yeah, but like, did she do a gram of cocaine, like,
don't
and then
know.
go to sleep?
I don't know.
You have
I
the
don't
article
know.
pulled up. I
I don't know anything about drugs. Maybe you should be.
Come on, you got to
know,
get the street names out there.
Maybe
she
you-
liked her blow. Okay,
Maybe you should be under investigation here instead of
Oh,
coming
me?
at me. Yeah,
Oh, me? You're the
coming
one
at
that
me.
brought it up.
You're the one that's sitting there saying, "No, that's not the right way to say it, Adam. That's
just-
not the right way to
It
say
just
it."
sounded so awkward. You're like that 20-year-old with the fake ID that goes into the bar and
What do I?
I'll have 2 alcohols, sir. like she had gram of cocaine. She was shooting up that marijuana.
I'm fully aware of how awkward it sounded. I was trying to move past it, but you wouldn't let it happen. I know how awkward it is. I'm not stupid. I'm an awkward individual, and that's what happened. Alcohols. Oh, shit. In some sadder news, Scott, we lost a great man recently.
Yeah.
Adam West.
Yes, we did.
Adam West. I was real sad about this one when it happened.
Our old friend of the show, he used to come on here quite a bit, Brandon. He was the biggest, and I mean the biggest, Adam West fan of anybody I know. I just happened to be with him when the news broke that Adam West had died, and he was visibly shaken. Like, I felt bad for the guy. We'll have to get him back on the show. He hasn't been on the show in a long time. He's been busy. But I'd like to talk to him about that because he was the biggest Adam West fan. He knew all of his work. And it almost felt like I was really I was hurt when Leonard Nimoy passed away. Leonard Nimoy was a hero of mine as a kid growing up. I loved Mr. Spock. I loved Star Trek. I met him as a kid. I shook his hand. He was so nice to me, incredibly wonderful to me. When he died, that sucked. So I kind of understand what Brandon is going through. Adam West, what a talented man. Apparently he had cancer?
Leukemia.
Leukemia,
Well,
yeah.
it was.
So,
You know what? He didn't have it that long either. It was real short. Like he had just gotten it, apparently, and the doctor was like, "Well, we caught it early, so we should be able to work through this. Let's take this medication. Should work it out." Like the dude was going across. He was going on trips. He was going to events. He was signing autographs. Like Burt Ward. There was an interview done with Burt Ward, the person who played Robin. For those of you that don't know, he said that like during the last moments that he knew him, like the last weeks when they were the last couple months, like when they were going around doing all these signings,
doing Comic-Cons.
yeah, they were doing all this stuff. They were going like he went to like a UK signing, for example, and he said like Adam West, he was in amazing shape. He looked great. You couldn't tell the dude was sick at all. Like he had a hard time keeping up with them because they're both older guys. Obviously, like Burt Ward's like 70 in his 70s now. He's like I had a hard time keeping up with him sometimes. He was just moving, like he was just moving back and forth up the stairs, and it's like I had to slow down, or he had to slow down for me. So like. It was like a surprise to everyone, including Adam West. I'm pretty sure. Like I bet it was the biggest.
Gonna ask him?
I bet it was the biggest surprise to him of
How
all.
many grams of cocaine did he have in his system? No, I'm just sorry. I busted your balls about this, but yeah, no, it was that he is such a talented dude.
He was like a real good jokester, dude. Like he would love to joke around everybody. I listened to a show called Hollywood Babylon with Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman. Ralph Garman is a radio personality in Los Angeles, and he does voices for like he does some minor characters in some movies, and he does a lot of voices on Family Guy. He knows Seth MacFarlane, and he was a good friend of Adam West. He was one of the guys that was responsible for Adam West getting his star on the Walk of Fame. And I listened to the show, and they always, each segment of the show, they do a thing called Tinseltown Stiffs, and they talk about the celebrities that died that week. And when they had to talk about Adam West, the dude was like borderline crying. Like he was trying to hold back tears as he was talking about it. He would talk about how like this is a man that I knew personally. Like this is a man who every time I saw him, he'd always ask about my kids, but he would always joke around. Like he had the dirtiest jokes, and he was the funniest guy ever. And he was a man that just loved life. And like he wasn't one of those kind of celebrities that was like, oh, I don't want to talk about Batman. Let's talk about my other movies. Like if you want to talk about Batman, he was like out there like, let's talk about Batman. Like I was Batman. Like let's do it. So like he's a wonderful soul, and he died. He lived a full life, but I'd like to say he died too soon. I'd like to say he had a lot more he could do, a lot more he could contribute. So,
yeah, quite sad. I was a fan of his. Sad to see him go like that, but God, the last 2 or 3 years, there's been
a lot of great ones.
A lot of great ones go, and we've talked about it before on the show. It just never goes away. It's just like it's almost like the ones that we grew up and loved are getting up there in age.
Yeah.
So
Adam West is one of those guys. He's one of those guys on my list of people I would have loved to have met. I would have loved to have met Adam West. So I just
recently,
never get around to going to those kind of Comic-Cons or anything to do that kind of thing.
Well, we went to the Pittsburgh Comic-Con, and then we were talking about going back again, and he was there. Him and Burt Ward were there.
That's
we
sad.
Didn't go. I know.
That's
we fucked
sad.
up. And he was scheduled.
Hindsight.
Brandon told me this. He was scheduled to be at, I think, the Cleveland Comic-Con sometime this summer. And Brandon was going to go. And obviously he's not going to be there now. But it was the Columbus Comic-Con, excuse me. The Columbus Comic-Con, Burt Ward and Adam West were scheduled to attend it. And Brandon was going to go. I mean, for everything, but mainly for that. He's met them before. He's seen them at other Comic-Cons, but just being a huge fan, that's what you do. And he was visibly shaken when the news broke.
Yeah.
Like he needed a minute, and I knew exactly how he felt.
It's sad we couldn't have gone to meet him. It's sad, especially now that we know never going to get that chance again. So here's to you, sir, Adam West.
Here's to you, Adam West. Pour one out for our homie.
All right, on to more lightweight news. we were talking about before the TV show Last Man Standing, how it got canceled.
Oh, you're bringing this up again?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can't remember if we talked about this before or not, but it was going to get picked up by CMT. Did we talk about that before?
I don't know. I didn't hear about that.
Okay, well,
so
if we
no.
didn't, then whatever. Who cares?
The country music television?
Yeah, their network. It was going to get picked up by CMT because, as we talked about before, there was a big hullabaloo. Oh, we got canceled because of conservative television and in Trump's America. You know, they're trying to stifle any type of conservatism. And there was that whole thing that was going on. And it's just not true, obviously.
No.
And you know what? CMT was going to pick it up because they were going to be like, yeah, we're conservative. Like, let's pick it up. Well, they decided not to. You want to know why they decided not to?
Why?
Cost of the show would have been too high.
They would have had to have bought the rights off of Disney, right?
Not simply that, but apparently the cost of making the show, that wouldn't have been so high, but the cost of paying the actors was apparently astronomical. Like, they demanded a lot of money for that shit, especially Tim Allen, I imagine.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe that's the reason why your show got canceled, because they were asking for so much damn money for the thing.
Could it show up on Netflix or Hulu or a streaming service?
Maybe. I don't see it happening, but maybe it's possible. Netflix has money, so
yeah, we talked about it before, so I don't want to go into too much of it, but I just didn't like that show, and everybody was all butthurt when it got canceled. But hey, it's a business. It's a business. That's how the cookie crumbles. And a similar thing happened. Do you remember the show Duck Dynasty? Are you familiar?
Yeah.
It's a reality show.
Oh yeah, that show.
It was on the A&E network. What? The A&E, are you familiar with the A&E channel?
Yeah, I
A&E?
think that won us a question on a trivia night thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm still holding on to that.
You love that.
It's the one few questions I get on that thing. So
something similar happened. A&E, first of all, the ratings were starting to go down for the Duck Dynasty, and one of the characters said something controversial, and they were, I don't remember, I wish I knew the details. They were either suspended or removed from the show, and people got butthurt about that. And then the show was finally canceled. Well, the same thing happened. CMT apparently tried to pick it up. And at first, A&E didn't want to give the rights up to it, but then they said, okay, we will. But again, it was too expensive for CMT, so it didn't happen. And then later came out that the characters on Duck Dynasty that conservative people were rallying behind, they're all fucking actors, Adam.
yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Yeah,
They were like country club yuppies that were making millions and putting on these personas of these big bearded camouflage wearing backwood hillbillies, when they really weren't like that. It was a character they were playing on a TV show. And it duped all these Trump voters into thinking that they were really like that when they weren't. Like Larry the Cable Guy isn't like that. It's a character he plays when he does his stand-up. It's god fucking awful, but it's a character. And people are just so dumb. When Miley Cyrus is out licking microphones and twerking on everybody, it's a character she's playing. Like it or hate it.
That one's not a character though.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Not really.
Yes, it is. It's all a character. Like it or hate it, they're making money, doing what they got to do. Be controversial, you talk about her. If she would have been doing the cute little Hillary Duff or whoever else, would we talk about her on the podcast? The answer
You
is
talk
no.
about her. I don't talk about her.
No.
You're the one that talks about her. I don't.
Well,
I don't have a problem with
I love Miley
I don't have a
Cyrus.
problem with Miley. I don't really have a problem with
I'm a
Miley
big
Cyrus.
fan. I'm a big fan of Miley Cyrus.
I don't really have a problem with Miley Cyrus, but I don't believe that most of that is an act. I believe that majority of that is her.
Absolutely is an act. And you could still not like the character she's playing when she's performing. You could say, well, if it is an act, she shouldn't be acting that way. That's fine. Say it that way. But it is an act. She's performing as a persona. Speaking of CMT, do they still play country western videos? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I never watched
Like
CMT.
we talked about it before on the show. MTV doesn't play music videos anymore. MTV plays Fish and Jersey Shore reruns, and
I doubt they play any type of music videos anymore anyway, because that doesn't get them any money. That's all.
not in the age of the internet.
Yeah,
when you
exactly.
can go on to YouTube Vivo and watch your favorite video there. Yeah. I don't think any of those channels, VH1, BET, CMT, MTV. I mean, when we were growing up, they played music videos.
I don't think they even have like a video hour or anything like that. They don't even have something like that, like 1 hour of the day where they like play videos. I don't think none of that.
Maybe
none of that
like
goes
in the
on.
middle of the night on MTV8 The Ocho, they play an hour of Hall & Oates music. I don't know. But I don't remember seeing any music videos for a long time. Growing up, though, CMT played country videos. VH1 played like 80s videos. BET played rap, hip-hop, R&B videos. MTV usually played like the top 40, music videos. Like, that's what you did. You watched the music videos on those 4 stations. Not anymore. None of them. They're all still around. They're all still a thing. But none of them play music videos.
So you know what I started watching recently? A couple days ago, started watching House of Cards. Finally, am delving into that show.
Finally. It's a great show.
It's been a while.
It's a great show.
It's on like season 4 or 5 right now. I'm delving into season 1. I'm about halfway through it. I love this show so much. I don't know why I love it, but I do. Like, what was the newest political show that was out? The Designated Survivor.
Yeah, I still watch that show.
I couldn't watch that show to save my life because
Really? I liked it.
It was in the middle of the whole political thing that's going on. Not that there's not any political things going on, but it was in the middle of like the presidential election and all this politics and everything.
Oh, we had a presidential election?
Yes, we did.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I couldn't get into it because I was like, I'm politics out. I can't do it. But for whatever reason, like this show, I don't know if it's Kevin Spacey himself because he's a great actor, but I don't know what it is.
Robin Wright. She's gorgeous. She's wonderful. Everything she ever does. Princess Bride, Forrest Gump. She's incredible. I love her.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I love this show. I love it. One of the things I like about the show is it portrays both Democrats and Republicans kind of like in the same light. Like they're all conniving, they're all scheming, they're all just politicians. For the most part, there's every now and then you come across a couple of them that are like, no, we're really trying to fight for this. But then most of the time, like the main character, he's a Democrat. Mm-hmm. He's a Democrat.
He's a conservative Democrat.
Doesn't matter. He's a Democrat.
Right,
though.
he's a Southern conservative Democrat.
But like, they're all conniving. They're all scheming. They're pretty much all like backstabbing, trying to gain more power, gain more. And that's what politics is. You hardly ever come across in real life. You hardly ever come across a politician that isn't like that.
It's probably not too far from the truth that both Republicans and Democrats are absolutely incredibly awful. I mean, that goes to show you why Bernie Sanders is a freaking independent.
Yeah.
He's the only like decent human being in the Senate.
He might be the only politician in the entire government system that is like, I don't give a shit what the fuck you guys say. This is what I believe and this is what I'm sticking to my guns. Like, who gives a shit? So, but besides that, like, it's a great show. It's an amazing show.
Really fun show. You got a lot to do. You got a lot to catch up. At sometimes you just like love the Underwoods and you root for them.
Yeah.
And other times you're like, wow, how horrible are the Underwoods?
Yeah,
Like,
I think I just got past the teachers' strike episodes in the first season.
You got a ways to go, buddy.
Yeah. I just got past those episodes, and then the whole scheming thing of like how he got his assistant to smash a brick through the window, and this and that, and he got him to hit him so that he can create a scandal if he tried to say something. I was like, I shouldn't like the Underwood for that, but I somehow like Frank Underwood for that. Like, it was a conniving, just scheming way of doing it, but he fucking did it. Yeah, it's a great show so far.
What's the line from Anchorman? I hate every essence of your being, but god damn it, I respect you.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's kind of how it is. One thing I thought was really cool was I read this article, real short one, where I'll just read you the title. Kevin Spacey responds to claims that House of Cards steals ideas from Trump in real life. Apparently, in their most recent season that came out, or whatever the last season came out, they're like being accused, not like accused, like, oh, fuck you guys, but they're being accused, like, let's be honest, you guys took that from real life. Like, they're being accused of taking things that are happening right now and putting in the show, and Kevin Spacey's like, no, that's actually not what's going on. It's actually really fucking weird. Like, people on the show are talking about, like, when they put out an episode or they put out a season, and then, or something, or before they even put out the season, whenever something happens in real life, they were like, yeah, we got a problem because when we put out our season, people are going to think that we stole that from Trump, and we didn't. That's just what we wrote ahead of time. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Like, Kevin Spacey, I love this quote. Or no, it wasn't Kevin Spacey, it was Robin Wright. I love this quote that she did. It says, Spacey's co-star Robin Wright recently joked about Trump ruining potential House of Cards storylines, saying, quote, Trump has stolen all our... Oh, no, wait. Shit. Sorry. That was a wrong quote. Okay, here it is. No, Kevin Spacey was on The One Show on June 20th. And he was quoted in saying, we've never felt an obligation to compete with the real world. We believe that we're in an alternate universe. We're the alternative reality president, as opposed to the reality television president. That was Kevin Spacey's quote right there. So I thought that was clever.
That was a little dig at Trump. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty clever, but yeah, I read this article and then I started watching the show and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like real life.
It's a pretty good show.
Kind of like real life. It's a really good show. I can't wait to get through it.
What are your thoughts on Kate Mara's character?
Which one is she again?
She's the reporter.
Oh, Zoe Barnes.
Yeah.
I like her. I like her right now. She's easy on the eyes. Her character, I mean, it gives a bad name to journalists, but besides that, like, she's ambitious. I'm really trying to paint her in a good light, but she's so far she's kind of like not. She's just kind of like she's just kind of like throwing stories of whatever Frank Underwood character wants her to throw out there, just to get her name out there. So
you're so early on, but I never really liked her character, and well, catch up.
I'll try.
Catch up. There's 5 seasons. The 5th season just came out. I have not watched it yet. I've watched the first 4 seasons. Big fan of the show. Big fan. Love it. I'm so glad you're watching it. Would you vote for Frank Underwood for president?
Would I vote for Frank Underwood?
No, okay, remove yourself from knowing what you know.
Okay, I was going to say, is it assuming that I know him personally or assuming that I'm just a regular voter?
Yeah.
Assuming I'm a regular voter, so far from what I've seen, maybe I could see.
Maybe it's a shit answer. I want a yes or a motherfucking no.
I could absolutely see myself voting for him. Yeah, just based on the way he portrays himself. So, I mean, he's made for politics. That's like definitely like he'd be a good businessman. Not every good businessman would be a good politician. So,
see, here's the thing: if you would have asked me before November, I would have said no. I would have never voted for Frank Underwood. He's too conservative, even if he is a Democrat. Just some of the things he does, I don't agree with. Today's day and age, fuck yeah, I'd vote for him. I mean, yes, I would. I'd probably campaign for the bastard, too.
You know what I love about this show? One of my favorite things is the fourth wall breaking that Kevin Spacey does. That's one of my favorite things whenever he's doing something and he breaks away and looks at the camera and he just talks to you and it's like, so this is what's really going on. Like, this is what we're really doing.
Yeah, I love that.
That is one of my most favorite things in the entire show.
Yeah, it's such a good program. I recommend it to anybody out there. Get on Netflix, watch House of Cards. Even if you're not into politics, it's just entertaining. It really is.
It makes you really hate politicians too.
If we didn't hate them enough already.
Hate them. Like I don't say do this, don't go out and do this, but it's one of those kind of shows that might make you want to take a gun to Washington and be like, all right, we're done. We're let's end this now.
Well, I've never had that feeling, and it's gotten pretty bad.
So I'm saying some people
out there, for your distraction, does not condone or promote any violence in any way, shape, or form. Disclaimer. Don't sue us.
So I'm gonna get into something real quick, like end of segment kind of thing, real quick. We're gonna go back a ways, a few episodes to
going back in time. Little Huey Lewis in the news for you.
A little bit. We're gonna go back to a conversation we had before about Egypt.
Oh, you're talking about dinosaurs?
I'm not gonna talk about dinosaurs, but I didn't go back after our little discussion and look up this information. I actually watched a video on YouTube, and it made me go back and do a little bit of research. I read a few articles.
Okay.
You said, okay, who built the pyramids?
Who built the pyramids?
Who is the one that physically built the pyramids?
I think the Egyptians built them by using slave labor.
And who was the slave labor?
The Jews.
What if I were to tell you that was... This is exactly how the conversation started last time. What if I was to tell you that was wrong? This is exactly how
was it other slaves? Was it slaves though, right?
I'm just gonna skip ahead and just tell you this in one
Could
discussion.
It have been Jew slaves and other slaves?
The leading consensus is it wasn't built by slaves. It was built by people, but it wasn't built by slaves. There was apparently back in 1990 a grave site that was discovered by tourists that tripped over a buried wall or something, and they dug it up and they found this gravesite, these tombs.
I feel like that's like a plot in DuckTales or something. You found a treasure lamp or magic lamp.
You wouldn't be half wrong. You wouldn't be far off. They found these tombs, and in these tombs were bodies, and bodies were buried in such a specific way that it led them to believe that they weren't like important like Egyptian pharaohs or anything like that, but they were the way they were buried led them to do more research in the area and led them to believe that these were the actual builders of the pyramids. These were the builders of the pyramids, and they weren't built by slaves. They weren't Israelite slaves. They were workers, people that were employed by the pharaoh to do it. And according to a lot of researchers, the whole Israelites, the Jewish people building pyramids as slaves, the only record of that being a thing is in the Bible, and the only way it's popularized is from Hollywood. Hollywood took that from the Bible and made it popular, and now everybody assumes it's real.
See,
and this is coming.
10 Commandments with Charlton Heston.
And this is coming from Jewish scholars, people that are Jewish people, Jewish professors, and all these people are like, that's bullshit. Like that's like Jews. We're not saying Jews weren't slaves, but what we're saying is Jewish slaves did not build the pyramids. Like, considering like Jewish slaves didn't like Jews weren't slaves until like hundreds of years after the pyramids were even built in the first place. Like Jewish slaves did not build the pyramids.
So I'm confused here, Adam. Maybe you can shed some light on this for me. So that they trip over the wall and they find this hidden burial tomb, and how many bodies are in it?
It was a bunch. There's no exact number.
If these are the people who built the pyramids, there's got to be thousands and thousands of bodies in there.
There's a lot. It's entire tombs plural, that they found. And the way they're buried in such a way where they're not buried as if slaves. They're buried in like a fetal position with their head pointed one way and the feet pointed in a specific direction. And around the bodies were placed supplies, kind of like food, things like that. Supplies that you would assume you would bury with a dead body, as if like some religious thing of like, here's your supplies for the journey to the afterlife kind of thing.
Right, that was part of the mummification process in ancient Egypt.
But they weren't like mummified, like wrapped up. They were just kind of like placed in that position. That's what they were given. So the theory is that these were laborers that were gathered by the pharaohs to build these pyramids, and they're not saying like don't get us wrong, the labor was fucking tough, and these people suffered and they were sick, but they weren't slaves. They were paid for their work, and their families got money and things like that. Like they were paid for their work, and
were they unionized? That's the next question.
No, they weren't unionized.
Just fucking with you.
They were not unionized, Scott. They actively says
damn it.
There was no unions then. There were some petitions for unions. Yeah. You know, there were some hieroglyphics where we're talking about. It went from one person to a bunch of people gathered together, but no, they were not unionized. No, but it's like apparently, blah 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 blah. Where is this thing? I had it right here. Amihai Mazar, professor. I butchered that pronunciation, by the way. Don't think that's how it's actually.
Amihai Mazar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Professor at the Institute of Archaeology at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem says that myth stemmed from an erroneous claim by former Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin on a visit to Egypt in 1977 that Jews built the pyramids. He was talking about the myth. It said one popular myth that Egyptologists say was perpetrated in part by Hollywood movies held that ancient Israelite slaves, ancestors of the Jewish people, built the pyramids. And it's quoted, Mazar is quoted in saying, no Jews built the pyramids because Jews didn't exist at the period of the pyramids were built. They didn't exist back then. Jews weren't around until about a couple hundred years after the pyramids were built. They said if the Jews built anything, they built the city of Giza. If Jewish slaves built anything, they did that, but slaves did not build the pyramids themselves. It was laborers.
Huh.
So
like Egyptian laborers.
Yeah, like Egyptian laborers. That's like they were people that were loyal to the pharaoh, people that would come around like pharaoh was looking for fucking workers, we'll pay you, we'll feed you, all this stuff. Come on, let's do this.
And did they ride the dinosaurs, or did they just harness them up?
I think they just harnessed them up.
Okay.
I don't think they could train them to ride them like that.
And how do the aliens play in?
Well, the aliens were the architects. They drew up the blueprints. That's what they did. Aliens they're not going to get their hands there like that. They're going to draw the blueprints up. But no, seriously, like I thought that was interesting because I saw this video literally like a couple weeks after we had this big old ridiculous dinosaur conversation, and then I had to go look it up. And apparently I've read many articles. Like there have been many articles published about this, and yeah, apparently the Jewish slavery thing when it comes to the pyramids themselves is just a myth from Hollywood.
I hate how fake Hollywood is.
Right? Just a bunch of bastards. So what do you think about that, sir? Have I blown your mind?
I wasn't around, so I don't know. I don't care. So, Adam, I got something for you here.
I'm a little before we move on, I must say, I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little let down. Well, because when I brought up the dinosaurs, like it turned into a huge thing, and then I bring this up, and you're like, you know, I gotta be honest with you.
I don't know how you want me to react. I really don't.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm a little let down.
The article you read by Professor Minzatu or whatever he was.
He didn't write the article. He was just
quoted and saying,
yeah,
the science is there. If he's saying, hey, Israelites were not in this area for 100 years after the pyramid was built, then he has a point.
This article was written back in 2010. So within the past 7 years, there might have been updates to it, or they might have just given up. Who knows?
Sorry, I don't care that much. There's how do we prove it? How do we prove it?
I'm a little let down.
I'm sorry.
I'm just never mind.
There's no. I mean, we'll just have to say okay, but how are we going to go back in time and see who the fuck did it? Could it have been dinosaurs? Yeah, Adam, it could have fucking been dinosaurs. Again, we're not going to know.
You can't see me. I got this look on my face. It's like, really? All right.
Could it have been? Probably not. I don't see how dinosaurs ever lived with human beings, but not one of us listening to this podcast was there to see it with our own two eyes. Have an open mind, brother. Speaking of your open mind, this is what I want to get into.
I'm not going to comment. Go ahead.
This is going to start this is what's going to start it.
Okay.
So, the Ghostbusters movie with the female cast.
Okay.
You didn't like it.
I wasn't a fan.
You didn't think that
Thought it was
needed
poorly
to have-
written.
yeah,
That was
you-
poorly written.
Okay, but what about other things that are done, like a male cast change to female? Like they're doing Ocean's 10
Yeah.
with a female cast. Ghostbusters on. Tell me your thoughts on that.
Ocean's 10 would the newest movie?
Ocean's 9 or what
whatever it
is-
was,
yeah.
Ocean's 8 or something. I don't know. Who knows? I wouldn't have a problem with it if Danny Ocean was involved in some way, made some cameo, or was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna say that. Julie Roberts. If somebody from the original Ocean's movie was part of the team, I wouldn't have a problem with it. So, but from what I understand, Julie Roberts is not even gonna be in the movie. So therefore, what I consider it is them just making a female version of Oceans, piggybacking off the name. At that point, just make an original movie. Like if we're gonna have a all female cast, make it an original movie then, or have somebody that isn't Matt Damon making a quick cameo appearance, like be an actual part of the movie. Like that's how I feel about it.
Okay.
When it comes to the Ghostbusters thing, I don't have a problem with an all-female Ghostbusters cast. It just wasn't written well. I don't think it was that funny. A lot of the jokes are really forced, and yeah, I think they wrote the movie to try to make a point instead of trying to make a funny movie. Is what my problem with that is. So
here, there's a couple things coming out that I want to know your opinions on,
Okay.
and I want to see if you're going to be a little bit hypocritical or not. Are you familiar with the television show? I was a big fan of this show, The Golden Girls,
yeah,
with Betty White and
didn't
Bea
like
Arthur.
it. I didn't really like it, but yeah.
You didn't like The Golden Girls?
It was okay. It was so far before my time that I'm like, I just couldn't even I like, there were some older shows I could get into, but like I just couldn't watch it. It was a bunch of old ladies and you know what, I understand it now, but
as a kid, maybe.
But as a kid, I'm
okay.
like, I can't go back and watch it.
I would be willing to bet if you were to go back and watch some Golden Girls reruns, you would find it funny.
Maybe.
I bet you would. Anyway, I was a big Golden Girls fan. My grandmother watched it, and I would sit down and watch it with her, and it made me laugh. They're doing a remake of Golden Girls, starring men, Adam. It's called Silver Foxes, and it's 4 old men that live together, and it's basically the same idea as Golden Girls, where there was 4 old ladies that lived together and 4 old men, and apparently one of the men is gay.
I mean, they kind of already did that just with like 2 guys called The Odd Couple.
Grumpy Old Men
And Grumpy Old Men. They've already done that.
I love Grumpy Old Men.
Yeah, so they've kind of already done it. Like
but this is actually going to be like the exact same show as Golden Girls.
I gotta say why. That's would be my first question. Like I just gave you a few examples of we've already done it. Like, why do we need this?
I mean, the biggest trick that the devil ever pulled was to convince us that there was ever any originality. I mean, all the good ideas are gone. So Hollywood's still got to make money.
Maybe that's why I like a lot of Kevin Smith movies lately, because they're not all great, but at least they're original.
They are.
They're at least original.
They are that. So you don't like the idea of the television show Silver Foxes?
Like why is what I'm saying. Like I'm not going to watch it.
People are going to.
I'm not going to. Well, yeah. I mean, the same people that watched Last Man Standing and shit like that. So
I bet it will be a different demographic of people. The people who watch Last Man Standing are probably not going to watch Silver Foxes because, as I said, apparently what I've read, one of the 4 characters of the 4 men that live together is going to be a gay character. Which you didn't have that with Golden Girls, but
okay,
you're gonna get that in 2017.
I'm probably not gonna watch it, but you know, I still think it's a little necessary, but okay. By the way, you mentioned I don't know what you mentioned, but it made me think of this. Remember we talked about the show The Ranch, Ashton Kutcher?
Yes.
And you asked me, is it still on or not?
Yes.
Apparently, it's still running.
Okay.
From what I think, it's still running because I saw a new season come on Netflix. Here's what irritates me about that show. You know what they call their seasons?
What?
Parts. Part 1, episode 1. Part 1, episode 2. And I'm like, you're just being an asshole now. Anyway, continue. You have another one for me.
I do have one more.
One more.
Are you familiar with a movie that's coming out starring Scarlett Johansson? It's called Rough Night.
I'm familiar with it.
It's Scarlett Johansson and Kate McKinnon from Saturday Night Live, and
I'm familiar with it because I know of the story where Scarlett Johansson met her doppelganger, essentially. I don't know if you heard of the story. There's this guy that sent Scarlett Johansson a letter or an email saying, like, I just want you to know, here's a picture of my grandmother. You look literally exactly like my grandmother does when she was your age. Like, literally, like, it's scary how much you look. And they compared the picture side by side, and literally this woman looks like Scarlett Johansson from that age. So there was a viral thing that went out where she invited this older woman to come to the premiere of Rough Night. And she came to the premiere, they had a good time, but they went out drinking afterwards.
That's awesome.
They had a good time. So that's how I heard about that movie.
That's a cool story.
Yeah.
I love Scarlett Johansson. First of all, she's beautiful.
I like her,
She's
yeah.
gorgeous, and I like most of her films. I like. I just watched Hail Caesar, and she was in that. That was pretty good.
I don't know that one. I don't know that one.
George Clooney, Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. Anyway, I'm talking about the movie Rough Night.
Okay.
It looks kind of like National Lampoonsy. You know, it's a group of girlfriends who go to they get a stripper. It's a bachelorette party, I believe. I think Scarlett Johansson's character is the one getting married to her old friends, and just the stripper ends up getting killed and all this stuff. Well, you know, looks okay. What would you do if I told you the same movie was already made? The same exact film, and it was called Girls Trip. The only difference, they were black girls in the first movie.
When was this movie?
Jada Pinkett Smith, Queen Latifah, last year. Yes, that soon. And I vaguely remember hearing about this film. I don't think it got as much, didn't get much exposure as Rough Night did, but they made the same exact movie
I'd say
with black actresses.
I would say somebody's getting sued.
Now they're making it with white actresses.
I'd say somebody's getting sued.
I mean, what if they bought the rights to it to make it?
I mean, if they did they do that?
I haven't heard of a lawsuit, so I imagine they had to go through the correct legal channels for it. I just find it interesting that Hollywood had to make the same exact movie using different races.
Well, I mean, if you want to think of it that way, yeah, fine, whatever.
I mean, think about like Adam Sandler's movie Grown Ups, where it's like a handful of his friends that he grew up with, and now they're adults. I mean, he had Chris Rock, the token black guy.
Oh, now look who's being racist.
No, I'm calling it what it is. They were all white dudes, and then they had Chris Rock, who was the token black guy. The movie Rough Night, they're all white chicks. 5 of them white chicks.
Who cares?
Usually they try to get PC on you and throw in one minority.
So the token minority.
Sure, but they didn't do this.
So that'd be just as wrong as the white. So then what do you... I'm trying to figure out what you're arguing, because you're sitting there saying, it's wrong. They probably should have thrown in, one black chick or one Latino chick or something like that. So it's wrong that there's all white chicks. And
I want to know your opinion.
And then if they threw in that one token person, like, well, it's pretty wrong. They just threw in the one token person. It's pretty wrong.
I don't think that's wrong, but
What you're saying is wrong that,
Did you ever watch The Real World on MTV?
Couple times. I didn't really care for it, obviously.
The Real World was always a whole bunch of white people and like a black guy and a black girl. It always was.
Probably because it's usually a bunch of white people that waste their time watching
There was the Chappelle Show skit they did, which was hilarious, where they did the real world except flipped it.
Yeah.
And they had all black guys on there and one white dude.
I mean, not to be really.
Katie has some big ass titty.
All right, not to go like overtly racist, but let's like be serious. Like, when it comes to the ratio of black people to white people, how many of them watched MTV? Mostly white people, probably.
I don't know about that. I mean,
I would bet.
Black people are the minority, hence them being called a minority. Donald Trump got elected president because there are
let's not get into politics. Let's not get into politics.
But
let's not get.
It's
let's
a
not
fact.
Do it.
It's a
Let's
fact.
not do it.
There are more white people. There are more white people in the world than there are black people. It's a fact. Numbers. They don't lie.
But I bet more black people watch BET than white people. But they're a minority still.
Black entertainment, it's
Doesn't
catered
matter.
to them.
Doesn't matter.
More white people watch CMT by larger numbers than white people watch BET.
I'm just saying. But that's what
We
I'm
don't
trying
have
to
any
say.
stats in front of us.
That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I would imagine MTV's done the stats, and I imagine they say, "Oh, we get a lot more white demographic than black demographic." So
white people can't watch black people. White people can still watch black people.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, more white people are going to watch if there's more white people.
Are
we
they
get a
though?
couple. Like, I imagine that's what goes on in people's heads.
I
sometimes.
watched Jersey Shore when it was on MTV. I'm not any bit Italian. They were all
Italians are basically white. Come on.
Well, they are white, but they're a different nationality.
It's just tan.
I'm tan, but I'm not Italian. I'm French and Slovak. No Italian in me. Yet I enjoyed Jersey Shore. It was a guilty pleasure of mine.
Okay.
I
don't understand your point.
I watched Teen Mom. I never had a 16-year-old kid when I was 16. I watched Catfish. I never got catfish that I know of.
You're just splitting hairs, though. Now you're just
I'm
just splitting hairs at this point. You're like, hey, I like Britney Spears videos. I was never Britney Spears, but I like the videos. You're just splitting hairs.
If Real World had all black people but one white person, I probably still would have watched it. I liked Real World.
Yeah,
I watched Real World.
That's you, but based on numbers, I would imagine there'd probably be more black people that watch than white people, but the ratings might go down for that segment. It's pure business. Pure business. It has nothing to do with race. Pure business. Like, they have to go with whatever gets them ratings.
So you didn't like that Ghostbusters was an all-male team. They redid it with an all-female team.
Okay.
You don't like the idea of Golden Girls being redone and Silver Foxes using men.
Oh, you're just twisting my words around.
You said you don't like that, right?
But
I'm asking you, do you like that idea or not? Yes or no?
Don't get political with me, Scott, because right now you're twisting my words around to make it seem like I said it because it was an all-male cast. That's what you're making it seem when you say that. I said, I probably won't watch it. If you're going to do it. I don't see why we need it. We've seen it a bunch of times. That's what I said. And then you're saying, well, you don't like the idea that Golden Girls is being redone as an all-male cast. You don't like that idea. I didn't say that.
What are you saying?
I'm saying
you have a microphone. Tell me.
I just said what I said. We've seen it before. I don't know why we would need to see it again.
But we've seen so much before.
That's my
everything
point.
Gets redone.
That's my point. We don't need to redo everything. There's too much already. There's already too much. We don't need to redo every single freaking idea out in the world. We don't need to reboot everything. We don't need to remake everything. Like, that's not what needs to be done. Like, let's get some original ideas. Hollywood is filled with amateur actors, people that have scripts out there that probably have an original idea. Let's not go with the safe thing. Let's not go with the safe, sure bet. Let's get something original out there. Like, let's get something that's not been seen before. Let's try that.
But at the same time, I mean, look at it like this. We hadn't seen Mad Max. There hadn't been a Mad Max movie for some time.
That was a sequel, not a remake. There's a difference. There's a difference.
So you're fine with another Transformers sequel coming out?
No, because
you're fine with another Fast and Furious sequel coming out?
I'm more fine with that than rebooting it. I'm more fine with a new one coming out than rebooting an old one. I'm absolutely more fine with that.
Okay, it was a sequel, but it was almost a resurrection of the series that gave us Fury Road.
Doesn't matter, but it was
Fury Road was incredible.
But it wasn't a remake. It was incredible. It was one of my most favorite movies, but it wasn't a remake. It wasn't a redo. They didn't rehash it. They just made a new one.
But they took an idea that already existed, resurrected it, and gave it to a new generation of kids to fall in love with. That's what they did. That's what they're doing with Golden Girls,
but
Silver
it wasn't
Foxes.
the same storyline. It wasn't the same concept.
How do you know that the Silver Fox is going to be the same concept? The same storyline?
I have to go with assumptions right now. I have to go,
we don't
I have
know
to go with
that.
assumptions based on what the show that you described. That's what I have to do. That's what I have to make my judgment. It may be great. It may be an original idea. That's how it may end up being. But right now,
a movie that already exists with a black cast, now doing it with a white cast.
it's an unoriginal idea.
Are you?
The whole
You're not
thing is
okay with it?
You know what? I wasn't okay with it when they did it during The Hangover. It's already being copied. It was basically the fucking Hangover that I'm seeing. That's what Rough Night is. It's The Hangover.
You can go even further back and call it Animal House.
Exactly.
Call it Bachelor Party.
So what is it? What is it?
Fucking Tom Hanks and Bachelor Party. What a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah. So what does it matter if you say you're okay if they're redoing it with a white cast and black cast? I don't give a shit about it in general because it's already been done before. I've seen this movie before. I'm not gonna see Rough Night and I'm not gonna see the Jada Pinkett Smith one. I'm not gonna see either of those movies because I've seen it before.
But the originality doesn't exist anymore. It's a dying breed. It is an endangered species. Maybe we'll get that diamond in the rough, that wonderful, beautiful idea that came out. Just think about the movies that we just recently saw. I mean, Beauty and the Beast, seen it before. Logan, same X-Men story idea. Star Trek Beyond, Star Trek's been going on since the 60s, Gene Roddenberry. What else are the things? What have we seen that's original lately?
Logan isn't a remake. It's a sequel. It's not a remake. It's a sequel.
But it's
a new idea.
It's not a new idea. It's
It's a new story. It's a new story. Is what I'm saying. New story. Beauty and the Beast is a remake. Logan is not. All right. Star Trek Beyond is not a remake because you've not seen that story before. That's a new story that's been told.
Would you call it original because you're using
far more original than some of these other things. Far more original than Ocean's 8.
Let's invent when Raiders of the Lost Ark came out. What an idea. What an incredible idea.
Yeah.
Why don't we have that again? Why don't we have this character, this amazing, incredible character with a great story that just blows us away? People could say Avatar. Avatar's not even original. It was, but it's not. Nothing is original.
Avatar's
you find me one
Avatar's
thing that's original.
Revolutionary, not original. That's what it was. It was more revolutionary than it is original. So, you want originality? I'm not kidding. Go watch one of Kevin Smith's movies. I'm serious. They're not great. They're not the best. They're not far out there, but they're fucking original. All right, if you want a real original idea, go to a man that makes his movies and doesn't give a shit what Hollywood thinks, doesn't give a shit what the audience thinks. He's like, I've never seen that movie before. I'm gonna make it.
What about true stories?
I don't really care as much about true stories, to be honest, because they always over dramatize.
What about The Revenant? You liked The Revenant.
I didn't see The Revenant.
You didn't see it.
It's just it didn't make it on my list. It's one of the reasons to make my list.
One Best Picture. And it's a story of a human being who existed in history, and obviously based on true events. They Hollywood it up.
Yeah.
They dramatize it, but it's based off of an event that happened.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing original, Adam. Nothing original.
I didn't say there was anything original, but I can be critical about, just because there's nothing original doesn't mean I have to new male Golden Girls. I should like that because there's no originality left. No, I'm still going to criticize it. It doesn't mean I'm not going to criticize it.
But then that turns you into such a cynic because then
who the fuck are you talking to, Scott? You've known me for how long? Who are you talking to? I am cynical. I don't consume tons and tons of media. You could argue Designated Survivor and House of Cards are basically the same idea. But I know, but I'm just saying. Okay, just follow me there. They're both political oriented television shows that deal with a lot of politics. So you could say
The West Wing came out before both.
Exactly, they're all just you could argue then it's just a rehash
based
off
off
West
of a
Wing.
president.
And then you could argue that West Wing is just a rehash off of another previous thing. If we're going to go down that rabbit hole, we can. I'm just being critical of that.
You don't need to be critical of
I
something
prefer
like that.
House of Cards over Designated Survivor. I prefer West Wing probably over House of Cards because it came first.
West Wing's awesome.
Yes, it is.
West Wing's awesome.
I prefer Hangover probably over Rough Night because it came first and I've seen it already. And I've never seen Golden Girls, but I probably prefer that over this male-oriented
You've
one.
never watched one episode of Golden
I
Girls?
might have watched a couple. But
You
I'm just
probably
saying
have seen
if
it over the
if I
years.
could remember any episode and I enjoyed them, I'd probably prefer
Isn't
those over
Betty
the
White
male-oriented
great,
one.
though? Isn't Betty White
Yeah, Betty White's awesome.
She's so cool. One thing, we were talking about our last episode, Beauty and the Beast. We talked about Beauty and the Beast, and I forgot to mention this, and I thought about it after we were done recording, but it just kind of came up in this. One thing that bothered me, no Angela Lansbury. Emma Thompson, she is great, but Mrs. Potts is Angela Lansbury. Murder, she motherfucking wrote. That is the voice. The other voices come and go. They're fine. I
don't know. What's it? The clock.
Ian McKellen played Cogsworth. Yeah.
The Cogs. Yeah. He was. His voice is a bit off for me. You
didn't like Magneto playing the clock?
His voice was just a bit off for me. It wasn't.
Aren't you a big Ian McKellen fan?
I love Ian McKellen. I love him, but the voice for that character, like I'm used to like a raspy, like panicky kind of voice, but he had like a real deep, like
shall not pass.
Yeah, he had a real deep voice, and I'm like, that's not my Cogsworth. Like that's not Cogsworth. That's fine, but like I remember this when I was a kid, and that's not mine. So I don't know.
Rough Night, Girls Trip.
Yes.
Same movie, different race.
Hey, see them both. Who cares? Race. Hey, race doesn't matter, Scott. I don't see no race. Same movie. It's good to me.
If you have seen both movies, Girls Trip and Rough Night, send us an email to foryourdistraction@gmail.com. Get a hold of us on Facebook or Twitter. Let us know, were there any major differences at all? Let us know if you think it's okay to redo an entire movie and just change a gender or change a race.
Well, obviously it's not all right.
It's not. Is it not all right?
No.
Why not?
Why would it be?
I don't know.
Because what, the other race didn't do it good the first time? We got to redo it with another race?
I haven't seen either of the films, so I'm not going to judge which one was good, which one's not. But all right, so I'd like to thank everybody for joining us here. If you want to get a hold of us, send an email to foryourdistraction@gmail.com. You can find us on social media on Facebook. You can search for Your Distraction. You can follow us. You can send us comments, like us on there. We are also on Twitter. You can search for Your Distraction, or you can tweet us at podcast FYD. You can listen to the show several different ways. We are on SoundCloud, so go ahead and download the free SoundCloud app. You can search for Your Distraction and subscribe to us on there. We also post all of our shows to iTunes. So on your Apple device, search for Your Distraction. Subscribe to us on there. You can rate us, maybe write us a little review. We are also a member of the Be Real Podcast Network. You can search for www.breelnetwork.com. You can find our show on the website and a whole bunch of other great shows that you should take a listen to. Also on Podbean, you can search for Be Real Network. There you can find For Your Distraction and those other great shows I mentioned earlier. So let's give a shout out to the beer of the show, Adam, the Stone Church Pizza House and Brew Pub, the Snap Crackle Hop, the beer of the show. Thanks, you guys.
It was okay. It was okay beer.
It was okay. So what if, what's the one movie? Can you think of something oh God, they better not redo. I saw
Back to the Future.
Yeah, you don't want Back to the Future redone?
Why would we? It's almost a perfect movie. It's not really, but it is almost. It's a great movie by itself. I think not any generation, but if any generation go back and watch that movie, if they think of it as like a satire kind of thing.
Thanks for listening. For Marley the Turtle, I'm Scott.
I'm Adam.
And we'll see you next time.